Hello, everybody. My name is Lily. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am so happy that you are here with me, and we are going to have so much fun today. I promise you. Look at all of this yummy goodness on my desk, and we are going to use every single thing that you see here on my desk, and we are going to work on this beautiful tag that is made by repurposing packaging. And this was inspired by a reel that I saw on Instagram by Prima Marketing. They are amazing. I follow them on Instagram. And so they worked on some of their own packaging. And once I saw that reel, the reels are the short stories. They're about 60 seconds of a video on Instagram. Well, after the first 5 seconds, I knew exactly what I was going to do. So I actually didn't even get to finish watching the video until afterwards because I got so excited. So excited to work on this project because I have been collecting these these sheets of packaging. Usually it's stickers or very little embellishments that come with these cards, and they're wrapped in a cellophane. And also hooks. This is packaging from Dollar Tree hooks, Tim Holtz ephemera, Tim Holtz stickers. I think there were a few Heidi Swap packaging, Dollar Tree stickers, more Tim Holtz, greeting cards. But I have been, you guys, I can't seem to throw anything away. I can't. And because I see the potential. And granted, I have tons of scrapbooking paper and designer paper and, things like that I could do to recreate tags. But I have so much more fun repurposing packaging. And that is a Prima Marketing packaging. I think those were stickers. It just brings me so much joy to repurpose packaging, and I've been saving this for a while. So we are going to put it to use, and we're going to make some of these beautiful. They are kind of mixed media-ish. We're going to use paint and ephemera, just a little bit of everything from my stash. So I dug deep in my stash to embellish these tags. Now I did make a couple off camera, and I'll show you those in just a moment. But I'm also going to use this coffee dyed agenda book that I picked up at a thrift store a while back, and I coffee dyed it. I literally took the entire agenda and dipped it in a coffee bath. It took a few days to dry. And I was worried that it was going to dry together, that the pages would stick, but it actually didn't. So I'm using that agenda paper to back the reverse of the packaging. That one there, my sample, I didn't need any coffee dyed paper on the back because it was blank. So there was no need for that. And so I'm only going to use it on the cards that have print on the reverse side. I chose these three because I really like this size. But I think I'm going to work on every single one of those packaging tabs in all the different sizes. That is going to be a lot of fun. Now, I will tell you, after watching the full Prima Marketing reel on Instagram, I realized that they used, I think it was gesso. Well, I don't have gesso, but I do have some of this acrylic chalk paint, and let me tell you, it worked. I almost waited until I had gesso, but I wanted to give the acrylic paint a try. Or I should say, I went ahead and tried it with the chalk paint, and then I thought, If it doesn't work out after I watch the video, I will go and get myself some gesso. But you know what? It worked. It worked. I was pleasantly surprised. So, which is great because I get to use my stash. I get to use the supplies that I already have, and that's the whole purpose of this video. I want to use things that already exist in my space and repurpose and turn some trash to treasure, because I really do think these are treasure tags. They turned out so beautiful, so beautiful. I think you're going to love them as much as I love them. I really do. So I got quick to making, and let me tell you, if you do this, your hands are going to get dirty. It is a messy job, but it is a fun job. So if you don't mind getting a little bit of paint and glue and some gold wax on your hands, you are going to be fine. Funny story. So I worked on these tags early in the day that I worked on them. And I had some files that I was working on, and then I had some free time. Now, I had an appointment that I had to go to in Salt Lake City, but I had about an hour of free time. So I thought, oh, perfect time to work on these tags. I didn't realize that I would get as messy as I did. You guys, I had a real estate appointment at 2 o'clock in Salt Lake City. And I was trying to be really careful not to get too much paint on my hands, just because of the meeting that I was going to. But once I started, I just went all in. Got paint all over my hands, and it did worry me a little bit that it wasn't going to come off. And I tried cleaning them along the way just so it wouldn't stain. Because when I made that first tag on the right, I didn't get anywhere as messy as I did when I worked on these three. So messy. But let me tell you that I took some hand soap and a little nail brush, and it didn't take too long to get all of the paint, the glue, and the gold wax off of my hands. So when I went to my meeting, I had clean hands. Though, let me tell you, I have been to other appointments with painty fingers. I know. You know what I do? I tell them I'm a maker. And I'm a DIYer, and so DIYer, does that sound right? So my hands are going to get painty messy, and that's okay. We just laugh it off. Ha ha ha. That's how we laugh in meetings. Ha 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 ha. Did you guys ever watch the that movie with Jane Fonda, Monster-in-Law? And Jane Fonda has that horn, and she blows the horn right in front of Jennifer Lopez, and then she laughs. That's a great laugh, you guys. So if you haven't seen it, go find it. Okay, so what I did really quick, because I am just, going off track here. So I put a very light layer of the acrylic chalk paint, and then I went over it again in some of the areas that were some of the print that was coming through. But I really wasn't too concerned about it, because I wanted to be evident that I'm using packaging, that I'm repurposing the packaging. So I'm not too worried about covering everything up. On the reverse side, though, I am covering that up because we're going to use that as a journaling spot. And so that I am covering up with this coffee dyed agenda paper. But on the other side, just a very light 1 or 2 coats of the acrylic chalk paint, and that worked so well. And then I took my embossing gun, and from a distance, I just used it to finish drying off the paint. And it dried super quick because, again, it was a really thin layer. So what I'm doing here is I just took my glue stick. Any adhesive would work, I suppose, but this is what I'm using. And just spreading it on the back side of the tag. And I'm just going to smooth the agenda paper over it, just to cover that up again, so we can use it for journaling. Because at the end of the day, that's what I'm making. I am making journaling tags. And I love that these are junk tags. Junk journal tags. True junk, you guys. Makes me so happy. It is really rewarding and satisfying to know that I'm doing my part the best that I can, saving the planet one piece of packaging at a time. And it's awesome to look back at your projects and see the beautiful works of art that we can create from things that would normally go into the trash. So yay! So, and I'm sure that you have some too, because I know I'm not the only one that collects junk packaging. And so you've got your packaging. I know you have these. So join me and let's make some beautiful tags with whatever supplies you have. This was super easy. I didn't need scissors to cut around it. I smoothed it out with that little pink, what is it called? The scraper. And so it was really easy to just go around and tear the page, but you could also use your scissors. I go back and forth. There are some edges that didn't glue down. I'm not worried about that because I also want the tags to look kind of grungy, a little bit junky, and I'm not looking for perfection whatsoever, okay? I am a fast or a quick maker. I like to work fast. And I think it's maybe because I don't have a lot of patience. And so I want instant gratification. I want to work on the project and get it over with and look at the end result fast. That's how I work, super fast. And I forgot what I was going to say. See, I'm all over the place sometimes, you guys. Sorry. That's just how I am. I think it's because I get so excited. And there's so many things going on in my head. But I am so glad that I had this time, this hour to work on these tags. And I'm not going to do, how many am I going to do? Those I'm going to set aside because I did work on a few off camera. And that's because I wanted to make sure that the chalk paint was going to work. I was kind of experimenting. And once I realized that it was working, then I went full speed ahead. I'm going to stain these tags a little bit with some Tim Holtz Distress Stain. Just to grungy up the tags a little bit. And I am watering it down. I suppose I could have used the stain and then the water over it, but it didn't matter. So I'm just going to grab this plastic sack that I just happen to have nearby. And I'm just balling it up. And that's what I'm going to use to stain the tags. And what's nice about this stain is it dries a very subtle shade of dirt or brown. Very subtle. And you can dab it, you can rub it, you can smush it on. But we're going to cover most of it anyway with the embellishments. And we don't want it to go to waste, so I'm just adding it to the other tags. And I didn't use stain on all of the tags, and I'm going to show you the difference between a couple. Some that are stained, and then a couple that I just left with the white chalk paint. So I'm setting those aside, and I'll work on those off camera because I do want to get a bunch of them done. It was a fun project, but again, I only had about an hour to play before I had to run out the door. And so I'll work on those at a later date. So again, I'm going to give it a quick dry with the embossing. I do have a dry tool, but this one was already plugged in. And so just as long as you don't hold it too close, you don't want to burn your fingers. And so I held it at a distance just to dry it. But it's a very thin layer of the of that watered down stain, so it dried pretty quick. This is a script stamp, one of the newest ones that I got from Las Vegas, from Viva Las Vegas Stamps, and I love it. It is a Spanish letter, so I am just randomly stamping it on the tag, and I'm using this this is the archival permanent ink, just so it doesn't smear. And so here are the other tags that I had already worked on. This one has that nice stain on it. I like how that's turning out. And oh yeah, we're going to stain the edges just a little bit more, just to add a little bit of definition around the edges. Once I was done creating these, there were so many other ideas that were flowing, that were running through my mind on how to create some more and kind of go in a different direction. Same concept, just, adding different elements and just different things from my stash. So the tag, I keep wanting to call them tabs. The tags, the design and the look will evolve a little bit, I'm sure. But the one that Prima Marketing created, oh my gosh. So if you get a chance, go on Instagram, follow Prima Marketing, go to their page and follow and open up that one. I hope you can find it. Open up that one reel, that one video that shows you how they create the tag. Absolutely gorgeous. And if you're, right here really quick, you could see the difference between the two. Those I use the stain, and then on that other one I just left it white, but either way they look great. So if you're familiar with Prima Marketing, they have a very shabby style or shabby look. That's kind of their style. At least that's how I see it, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I love it. Love it. A few years ago, I would subscribe to, there were some kits that I would subscribe to, and I would get lots of Prima Marketing stuff. So I am a big fan of that shabby look, the florals, and it's just so beautiful. This is some trim that I had, just a small piece of it, and it's pretty wide. I want to say it was like almost 4 inches wide. I vaguely remember that I may have purchased it in the garden section of Hobby Lobby, and I think it's used for floral arrangements. So it's not where the in the fabric where all those trims are. It's in the gardening section. I think that's where it is, the floral section. So all I did is I just cut it to make it narrower, and that's going to be my base. And now I went through all of my die cuts and my little ephemera pieces. Some of them are from Walmart, others are just bits and pieces from different collections, from Maggie Holmes, There's Anna Griffin in there. Anna Griffin, I have had those die cuts from Anna Griffin for years, you guys, years. I don't even know how long. And then some of the other ones from Joann's. So I just kind of went through my stash. I knew that I wanted to use some of these die cuts, and so I have a pretty good assortment of them. I will tell you that they all kind of turned out very similar to one another, so I stuck with one design. And you'll see what I'm talking about in just a second. Going back to the Anna Griffin, I'm going to show you those die cuts that I end up using. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. They are so old, you guys. They say things like, it's a girl, it's a boy, because they were die cut or ephemera pieces from a card making kit, like to congratulate, for a newborn baby. It's a girl or it's a boy. But no one's ever going to know because I'm going to cover it up. So I guess it's obvious I never got around to making those cards, but the ephemera pieces are gorgeous. They're beautiful. Anna Griffin. Are you all familiar with Anna Griffin? Just great design pieces. I'm using the 3-in-1 to glue this trim down because I want to make sure that it really adheres to the card bases, the tag bases. So I want you to tell me that you also collect the packaging like this for future projects. Sometimes I find myself collecting things. I'll go through phases where I collect tons of cereal boxes. And then I'll collect corrugated cardboard. Or I'll collect the boxes from the Kleenex. Or this type of packaging. And I collect it, but I don't work on the projects right away. The pile, they just keep growing. And I know it's because there's just not enough hours in the day sometimes, But when I see something that inspires me, I will find the time to work on it like I did with these. So the Prima marketing video really did leave an impression. So these are the little Anna Griffin cards. You see how I ended up just using all the Anna Griffin. I took out all of that other ephemera out of my little drawers and I ended up using all of the Anna Griffin. But that's okay. They're beautiful. And these are the ones, if you can see, they read, it's a girl or it's a boy. But I'm going to cover it and no one is ever going to know. It'll be our secret. And I love that rosette. I absolutely love it. And I think it came from a Maggie Holmes kit. And I love it so much that I have made a mental note to make some more. Just a solid piece of paper with a little gold edge and a cute glitter heart right in the center. So I'm going to get busy and I'm going to make some of those. Those are so cute. And I didn't want to add too much bulk to the tags because I do want to use them in junk journals, but maybe even as a topper. Oh, that's an idea. I think I might even use one of these as a topper. I'm going to give it a try and see how that turns out. If you're not familiar with what a topper is, a topper would be your main piece that goes on the front cover of your journal. So it's basically taking one of these items. We can take one of these finished tags, call it a topper, and adhere it to the outside front cover of your journal. So right on top. So you work on a piece like this and it's perfect for the front of a cover. So, I'm going to do that. I really should be writing things down because I know I'm not going to remember everything that I want to do. So I'm gonna write that down. Did you see my hands? By that point, I was a little bit worried that that wasn't going to come off. And I think I was even thinking what excuse I was going to give when, you go to shake. Because we're shaking hands now. So it's nice. No more, air high five or elbow hello. I've been shaking some real hands lately. And that seemed kind of weird at first, because we didn't shake hands for a couple years with nobody. And so now we shake hands. Some people are still, they're still a little bit careful, and I understand that. But some of them, it was really nice to be able to put your hand out and for someone to shake it. That was really nice. It was weird, but it was nice. So did you see how I'm covering it up? I took a little crown and I'm going to place it over the wording that says it's a girl. I suppose I could have left it if I was going in that direction and if I was making a piece to gift for a new baby girl or a new baby boy. I could have left them as it was, as they were. But I didn't think about that. That's not what I was planning on doing. But aren't they beautiful? Beautiful pieces. I think I'm going to go hunting for some more Anna Griffin because this is all I have. I do have an Anna Griffin paper pad, and it is gorgeous. And I don't think I've used it, and I've had it for a while. But these die cut pieces, and I love how they have the gold embellishments. I've been on a gold embellishment kick lately, where I want to add gold to everything. Gold glitter, gold wax, gold foil, gold ephemera. I love it. And you don't need a lot of it. A little bit goes a long way, and I love the little detail, and it just emphasizes your project. Oh, so I was saying earlier, let me know what type of junk you collect that you haven't gotten around to using. I'm sure you have the supplies and the ideas, but what's stopping you from working on it? So just let me know. Let me know what you like collecting when it comes to junk, really. Is it cereal boxes? Things like that. As I was going through the tags earlier, I don't know if you noticed that I also had some Kleenex or some tissue boxes that I had cut out in the shape of tags. If I come across a nice design on a Kleenex box, I will salvage the better pieces and I will turn them into tags. So let me know. Let me know what you like collecting when it comes to junk. I sewed a button today. So I wore a suit jacket, and as I was putting on the suit jacket, I buttoned one of the buttons and it just fell off. And so I panicked at first. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to get another jacket. But I sewed it back on. You guys, I haven't sewed a button in a long time to fabric. I've sewn buttons to my paper projects, in my scrapbooking, and in my junk journaling, but it's been a while since I sewed it on an actual garment. So I was very proud of myself today. Sometimes I forget that my sewing machine is also meant to help mend clothes too. So look at the card. Look at how gorgeous it looks. By the way, that die cut butterfly, the one that I used between the white die cut one, I don't know where that came from. I don't know, and I'm going to go through all of my dies to see if maybe I have that die, because I love that butterfly and I want to make more, but I only had the 2. I hope I have it. So if it looks familiar to you and you know where that's from, please let me know. But I'm also going to look through my stash, and hopefully, fingers crossed, that I have that die so I can cut more of those butterflies. I almost forgot to glue the sentiment. It would have looked good either way. We can go in so many directions with these tags. I could have used small words, either the Heidi Swap ones or the Tim Holtz words that I have, my own sentiments, just so many different things. But I also wanted to make sure that I use some of the things that I have in my stash that I haven't used in a long time, like some of these die cuts. Some of them are newer, like the Joann's ones and the ones from Walmart. Those are newer ones, but some of the other items, Maggie Holmes and Anna Griffin, those I've had for a really long time. So now we are making a mess with my hands. I love this gold wax. Absolutely love it. It is messy. A little bit goes a long way. And I love the way it looks on the edges of my projects. I've used it on journal covers, some of my junk journal tags, journaling cards that I've used. So a little bit goes a long way, and it looks beautiful. I think I did get too much of it, but the excess, I started adding it to the reverse side of the card. Oh, I was showing you there, some of the print was showing through the paint, but it looked really nice. And I think that there was a word that said office that was kind of coming through that chalk paint, but it was very nice. So I was pointing that out to you. The nice thing about this gold wax is it is waxy or wet, not wet, but it's not like dry. It's not like powder. However, once it dries, it's permanent. And you can even go over it with a soft tissue to kind of burnish it, but it will be dry and it doesn't come off. It is, once it's dry, it is permanent. I started using one finger to add around the edges, but then right there, I'm like, I'm all in. I'm just going to use all the fingers in my hand and get gold wax all over the place. Another reason why I don't have a nice manicure, because I'd rather play in the dirt, you guys, or paint. Play in the paint. So this is where I still had a little bit left over and I didn't want it to go to waste, so I just started adding it to the edges of the reverse side. Either way, it still looks gorgeous. Originally, I was only going to make one tag. I made one off camera and I was just going to make one in the video. I don't know at what point I decided I was going to make 4. And if I would have had more time, I would still be sitting at my craft table making all of them. How are you liking them so far? I love these so much. So much I love them. So I can't wait to use them. And guess what? Guess what, you guys? If you would like to receive one of these tags in Happy Mail, let me know down below, and I will select a couple of you, and I will send you one of these beautiful tags as Happy Mail. So just let me know down below. Let me know, and yeah, I'll share one of these with you. I think that would be great. But just so you know, I'm a little bit slow in sending out Happy Mail, okay? But I do send it out, you guys. I do send it out. I'm just a little bit slow, that's all. I struggled a little bit with the ribbon. Not too much, usually because I know I'm being watched or because I'm filming it. I actually struggle to make the bows, but this wasn't too bad. Some of them are kind of wonky, so I may go back and adjust the ribbons a little bit. This is sari silk that I purchased on Etsy from a shop called PerranYarns, and they've got a ton of different sari silks, and I have I think I have 3 or 4 of these, but I misplaced the other 2. I could only find these 2. But this purple hue, I love it. You know how in the past I've said how I struggle with purple? But this sari silk, you guys, in this shade is one of my favorites. I absolutely love it. And then the other thing, just to add a little bit more detail to the sari silk, I added a little baby safety pin to it. As delicate as silk is, have you pierced sari silk with a safety pin or any pin whatsoever? It's tough. Either my pins are really dull, or that silk, or just silk for that matter, is a really tough material. It looks so dainty and soft and fragile, but each safety pin that I was trying to thread through the silk, it was really tough to get through it. Is it just me? Is it my pins? Or because I don't think I've struggled with like cotton trim, or even nylon trims or polyester trims. The pins go right through, but for some reason when I was putting the little safety pins through the silk, that was really tough. So this is my little stash of safety pins that I keep in my sewing box. I wanted to use bulb pins, but I couldn't find them. The garment pins, I don't know. I put them away in a safe place. I should have just left them where they were. Couldn't find them, but this is a nice, these are cute. I have them in a chrome color, a gold color, and the black. So yeah, kind of tough to poke through that silk. That one went well, but that last one, I struggle with that last one, and I actually had to edit out a section of the video because it took me a while to pierce through that silk. Let me know if you've had any issues with that, or if you know what I'm talking about. I messed up that bow, but I need to go back and fix it. I'm thinking I might make some of these and use some of the sugar skull ephemera that I have and take these into a completely different direction. I think I'm going to do that. So this is the one that I really struggled with. I could not get that pin to thread through the silk. So I don't want you watching me struggle. So I just edited that part out. And voila, look, I did it. So here are my cards, you guys. Look at how beautiful they look. Oh, I love them so much. Just don't look at my hands. But look at the cards. Please let me know what you think. If you enjoyed it, are you going to make some? I hope you do. I hope this inspires you to use your junk and make beautiful things, just like I was inspired by Prima Marketing to work on this. So I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making these. Thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate you guys so much. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you enjoy my content, I'd love to have you. All you have to do is subscribe. You guys are awesome. Look at them. They look beautiful. You guys take care, and I will talk to you later. Bye.